And some of the reviews that we've seen on our first half products show that we do have the best UI, user interface, across the board. And when I just show you, I mean, this is the reason why. It's just so easy. It's not anything special that we try to do with it, trying to make it too technical. It's not about that. Other competitors, and it's fair to say LG a few years ago thought, oh, you want to show you how your menu system, how complicated you are as a brand, complicate and give it all more jargon orientated, it makes it sound better. Well, frankly, absolutely, effing blind to that. This is the way forward for us to make it crystal clear. And the logos are strong, they're very big. As you can see, we have the USB option on this particular model. As we go across, I'll change everything. Every TV is menu, by the way. But you can see the USB has come off that one because it doesn't have the USB input. The PG7000 has 4 HDMI inputs, which is the industry's largest amount of connectivity. It also adds Bluetooth connectivity to it, as well as USB connectivity. So effectively, your digital camera through USB or your MP3 player, stream your content straight into it, even your mobile phone. Put your mobile phone via USB lead straight into it, everything will come across onto the TV. Same with the Bluetooth factor. It's fantastic for us because we know that people are starting to use TVs in a slightly different way, yet we need to try and innovate the market and get that awareness about how you can actually use a television. But the key factor within Bluetooth that maybe you wouldn't believe is the actual Bluetooth headsets. I mean, for instance, when my granddad was still alive, when we used to go and see him, he used to have the TV so loud that I had to shut my ears. And I'm sure that there's so many other instances that we all receive that the TV's on so loud that you can't bear to be in the same room. Now we've integrated the likes of Bluetooth technology into our PG7000, or what I call Renaissance. The fact is that now he can have the Bluetooth headset on and listen to it as crystal clear, as loud as he possibly wants to, and doesn't disturb other people that's watching the television. It's crystal clear, doesn't impact other people. That's a clear selling point for Bluetooth technology for us. And again, I think there's maybe one other TV in the market that has Bluetooth built into it, and it's definitely not on a key product line like we have on the PG7000. So, the PG6000, as you can see, it's won pretty much every Best Buy that we had, but that was on the 42 and 50 inch, which we launched in April and May. We didn't launch the 32 inch back then, and again, we're just starting to send out the 32 inch to journalists now, but it still hasn't launched into the market yet. So we're really hoping for some Best Buys from the likes of Watt Plasma, and LCD TV, Watt Hi-Fi, because these guys absolutely love the PG6000 in the first place, and these can only help our strategy communicating the benefits of the actual 32 inch plasma to the market. The 6900, thank God it hasn't got that awful tint underneath. I mean, I don't know what was going on there from a product development side, but I'm sure you'd agree it looks significantly better here than what it does on that PowerPoint. It doesn't really do it much justice on that particular slide. It does look one of our most premium designs, and everything in our range that step up in premium, you'll notice they do not have a bezel. It's just a pure, seamless piece of glass that sits across. What we call it's just frameless plasma TV. A lot of our competitor models have this traditional bezel on the edge that sticks out of the TV. Where we want to get to is that this screen is going to go straight to the edge. You might have seen our marketing campaign in the first half that was called Take It to the Edge. And next year, that's one of the key things that we're trying to work on. So moving on. So the PG7000, again, originally it was meant to have the silver tint, as we touched on earlier on when you arrived. The silver tint has been taken off because a lot of the conversations that we've had with particular market focus groups, they all said, well, why has it got a silver tint? One of the decisions we wanted to put a silver tint onto it in the first place was to have some differential treatment to the designs across the range. Sure, you agree now we have significant synergy across these products, but actually they all look relatively similar. This one's got a hard drive built in, 160 gig, to pause and rewind live TV, but you wouldn't know the difference between these two. There's a lot of work that needs to be done at a trade level to make sure that these features and benefits are sold in. Dave heads up our training team of 9 around the UK to communicate the features and benefits of these products, but we only have a team of 9 to communicate across 3,000 stores across the UK. It's simply not enough, but some of the activity we'll do in the second half will all be about focusing on making HD easy. One of the market research that we've just done is on high definition and the complication and confusion of it. 25% of people out there do not understand how to get HD into their home. there is a key problem at the moment in terms of the awareness of high definition, the benefits of it. 80% of the people didn't understand the difference between full HD and HD ready. Yet 30% of the market is full HD. So how many people out there is buying television that don't really know why they're buying it is phenomenal. And it's our duty to make sure those complications are ironed out. And that's the reason why we've done that research on high definition that I'm sure many of you have actually seen on various online websites over the last couple of weeks. Moving on. One of the key factors for us is 600 Hertz. Now, there's a lot of complication and confusing messages when you look online about 600 Hertz and what it actually is and how it actually works. Now, 600 Hertz is on our new lines of plasma TV, including the full HD plasma which we're about to launch. And the way that it actually works is if you take 50 frames per second, if you add in 12 frames into each of these, effectively you're adding subframes into that picture. What you're doing is making that picture move so much quicker to react to what you're chucking at it either through a set-top box or whether it's digital Freeview. Now, for each of those individual subframes per frame, it works out to be 12 subfields times 50 frames, which allows us to say 600 Hertz, because each individual subframe per frame of 50 will allow us to make sure that we have 600 Hertz plasma technology. As a comparison, Panasonic will launch 200 Hertz plasma TV second half of this year. And Panasonic number one in the UK for plasma TV. As I showed you earlier, they're around 30% market share. But even Panasonic cannot compete with the response times of our plasmas in the second half of this year. The reason why we do events like this is so we can showcase our new range before we launch them, to gain extra insights in terms of the products that we're going to bring to market, but also show you what we're actually thinking of doing for next year, and receive some feedback back into the wheel so then we can put it back to product development, back to the research side, so then you can help shape the future of LG over the next few years. The particular segmentation that LG are changing to is what we call premium seekers and brand followers. A premium seeker is one that doesn't want to trade off between design and technology. They want the best of both worlds. They want full HD 100 Hertz, but they still want it to be in a design that looks the most premium. One of the key things that some of our competitors have lacked is sometimes they've got a great design, but actually the picture quality is just not good enough to support that design. Our strategy is to lead with stylish design but smart technology at the same time, not one without the other. These particular guys, 27% over the average consumer look on a manufacturer's website before purchase, and 36% will go onto an expert review site, and 27% over the average will look onto a price comparison site. Might find a bit of a pattern here of online. Online is playing a critical part of the TV market at the moment. 1 in every 5 TVs at the moment is being bought online. 25% of consumers from our latest research showed they didn't even see the television in store before they purchased it. To say that 10 years ago, I mean, who would have thought you'd spend £1,000 on a product without going in store to see it? To me, it's absolutely crazy, and I cannot believe how the market is now shaped in terms of online versus offline sales. What it does show is that people are trusting a lot from the manufacturer in terms of what we put onto the website, in terms of forums like AV forums, AV reviews. It means that we need now to engage with a different population, different community than we've previously engaged with. And over the next few years, you'll notice an increased amount of activity to open ourselves up as a brand, show you inside information for you guys to try and help us deliver increased return and make sure that we deliver the right products to market. One of the key things that where we do fail is in brand related recommendation. We've done some mystery shopping across 200 stores in the UK that show that 13% only recommended LG based on brand, whereas you consider Samsung, Sony and Pana, they're all in the 20s. If we can get our brand related up to this particular level, we'll be in a much stronger position, because the TVs are some of the best out there in the market. It's just sometimes the perception isn't the case. So we've still got lots of work to do. In terms of activity, as you know, we sponsor Fulham Football Club as a brand. We also partner with Arsenal Football Club. In terms of the NEC Arena in Birmingham, next month that will change to the LG Arena for 5 years. So that's another critical part of sponsorship for LG to make sure that we're communicating the brand in a different way to the past.